The International City and County Management Association is the leading organization of local government professionals dedicated to creating and sustaining thriving communities throughout the world. From the heart of the Lone Star State, the 2023 ICMA Annual Meeting is underway in Austin, Texas. As thousands of attendees gather this week, ICMA TV is taking you beyond the meeting. And today, we're hearing straight from you.
I come to ICMA for professional development, to build networks, to make our city better.
I came for the networking and the educational opportunities. It's a great time to want to kind of expand your career.
I came to ICMA to just see what types of best practices are happening across the country.
I come to ICMA to connect with other county managers and professionals who work in public service, be more successful in engaging the public.
Straight ahead today.
People can have meaningful conversations with their peers, so they really get to hear the stories of other people in these classes and programs. And
we start this week with all the different ways ICMA can help you further your career.
Families are able to thrive, businesses are able to flourish, and there's continued and increased opportunities for everyone in the community.
Plus, we kick off our tour of cities around the globe, highlighting the unique ways local leaders are taking their communities to the next level. It's an exciting week ahead of ICMA TV, and we want to make sure you can see it all. You can catch the latest episode on the TVs placed throughout the convention center, on the homepage of the ICMA meeting website, where you can click through to find extensive meeting content, on the ICMA conference app, and on our YouTube and X pages, formerly known as Twitter. Hello and welcome to day one of the 2023 ICMA Annual Conference and to ICMA TV. I'm your host, Atria Godfrey. Let's get started. We kick things off on this first day by taking a trip about 3 hours north to Terrell, Texas, a diverse East Texas community rich in World War II history. Let's see how they are attracting families seeking a peaceful lifestyle just outside of Dallas.
And people ask me when I'm traveling through different places, they say, well, tell me what Terrell's like. And I would say that the most important thing to know about Terrell is it's a really unique combination of people who are humble in sort of an East Texas sort of a way about faith, family, friends, and just neighbors and stuff like that. But then somehow it's close enough to Dallas that everybody in Terrell expects greatness. And that combo pack is just something that people don't really get that often.
My favorite part about the city is I feel like everybody knows everyone. Even though you're new here, everyone I meet is so kind. My neighbors just immediately jumped in and started helping us with our house. So just this feeling that if you're here, you're automatically a part of the community, it just amazes me every time.
Staying in the state, nestled amidst the picturesque landscape of North Texas, the city of Salina exudes charm and warmth, making it the quintessential small-town gem.
It's important to maintain our city's heritage because it's who we are and it's why people move here. They see our heritage as investing in our students inside of the school district. They see us investing in our downtown. And our heritage goes back to our roots of a farming community, but more than the farming community, it's really how we come together as a city to support each other and grow in the right way.
The thing that my family loves the most about the city of Salina is that people here know each other, take time to care for each other, and engage in each other's lives. We talk as a city about this life-connected motto, and truly one of the greatest and most attractive things about the city of Salina is that lives really are richly connected.
Now to New Rochelle, New York. This suburb of New York City has created a community focused on a master development plan, removing politics and instead injecting certainty into economic development.
The city of New Rochelle has so many positive attributes. We have a diverse community, a beautiful waterfront, a strong school system. However, our downtown has really struggled. Back in 2014, we realized that the best way to revitalize our downtown was through private investment. We chose RXR because we were thinking big.
A city like New Rochelle checks all the boxes in terms of a solid investment. We're proud of the development that we've done in the city's downtown, but it's so much more than development. It's building a stronger community outside of that building.
New Rochelle has been put back in the map as one of the most exciting, inviting cities, and I am so proud to be a New Rochellian and prouder that I am a city council member.
To Colorado we go, where visionary leadership is harmonizing growth, environmental stewardship, and inclusivity. Check out Commerce City, Colorado, setting the standard for the Denver metro area.
Commerce City's changed over the last 2 to 3 decades in a multitude of different ways, both demographically, socioeconomically, as well as becoming a forefront leader with respect to how we look at environment, how we look at growth and development, also how we look at societal and environmental justice. Commerce City is uniquely situated both geographically, but also demographically in society because of where we are in the Front Range.
Oh, this is great. We're very excited to be in Commerce City. It's a very good solution for our expansion needs and still gives us access to the Denver metro area, easy access to highways, north, south, east, and west. And on a clear day, the view of the mountains is amazing.
So when we think about what type of community we want to be an ever-evolving, an ever-changing, but a progressive thinking and innovative community that continues to put our community first.
Keeping in Colorado, Severance is a centrally located community in northern Colorado, boasting its distinction as the safest in the state and offering a charming small-town atmosphere amidst agricultural surroundings.
Severance, Colorado is what I like to describe as the best big little town in the heart of northern Colorado. We have nearly 11,000 community members, and even though we're 103 years old, we're still very much in our adolescence, trying to decide what it is we want to be when we grow up.
The town of Severance could be whatever it wants to. We have great leaders in place with the town council. We have a great staff that wants to help the town become whatever it wants to be. It could be and will be the best place to live in northern Colorado with the best opportunities that can be offered in this area.
I think the future is very bright. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity for growth. And many times, people may move into an established community and they don't have a lot of influence on the character and the future of that community. I think people that move here and potentially open their businesses here have a real opportunity to not only be a part of what's been around for 100 years, but really make their mark on what we look like for the next 100 years.
ICMA's mission is to advance the profession of local government management through learning and skills enhancement. One of the key ways that they do so is through numerous professional development programs. Managing Director of Worldwide Learning and Professional Development, Brian Bullock, is here in studio with us this morning. Thanks for your time.
It's so nice to be with you. Thank you.
So, Worldwide Learning and Professional Development, this seems like a big job. What does your role entail?
So my job is to lead the function at ICMA that builds a lot of the learning experiences for the ICMA community. A lot of them entail management and leadership, but it could be anything from like budgeting, community engagement, anything that the ICMA community might need.
So lots of different levels.
Yes.
You interact with community members and the ICMA members. What is the feedback that you hear from them as far as what they're looking for?
You know, it really varies depending on what role you're in and what location you're in. A lot of the things that are coming up recently are retention and culture in their organizations and helping to keep those really great employees that they have. One of the other things that I hear quite often too is a lot of managers or people in leadership roles, they get promoted because of their technical skills, but they don't really have those people skills developed. And so tend to focus on those kinds of things to really help drive the strategy and the culture of the organization.
So what are some of the programs and some of the offerings that are coming up that you're most excited about?
We have a few of them. So we just launched a new learning management system, and with that we put together a Fundamentals of Local Government program that's self-paced online. We also redid our Ethics 101 program, and so that's available to anyone right now, and they're really great for onboarding new employees, if that's a thing that people are looking for. A couple of other ones that I'm really excited about. We have Leader as Coach. So coaching is really one of those skill sets that are highly sought after by a lot of organizations. So we just launched that last year in Columbus, and we're still doing it here. And we just finished our first cohort with data-driven decisions in partnership with Polco. And so those have all been going really, really well, and I'm super excited about them.
So you've got all these amazing programs that you offer. What is the benefit to members? What will they get out of those programs?
When we build a program, one of the things that we're really looking to do is what can they apply immediately after that learning experience. So we want those skills, that knowledge that they can just really go and take and make an immediate impact. One of the other things that I think is really great is learning courses and programs are one of the venues that people can have meaningful conversations with their peers. So they really get to hear the stories of other people in these classes and programs and learn from each other as well.
I'm sure that's very beneficial.
Yeah.
All right, so for somebody watching right now who's saying, I didn't even know that all these programs were out there, how can I get involved? Where can they go?
So we just launched our new learning management system, as I said, and it is learninglab.icma.org. So you can find all of our programs and courses there. It's also on our website, icma.org, and we have a flyer that we created that's going to be floating around the conference here for the next few days.
Wonderful. We'll make sure to pick it up then. Yeah. All right, Brian, thank you for the time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And with that, we want to hear straight from you. We caught up with attendees to hear how ICMA has helped you with your own professional development.
ICMA has helped with my professional development as a deputy city manager in the networking and being able to connect with other practitioners. I think what's a beautiful thing is there's a lot of shared threads of experience, whether you serve on different parts of the country, small or large organizations, and to be able to come as a practicum and have something to take away and be able to apply to the communities that we serve is the biggest benefit to ICMA.
The opportunity to network with other communities and learn from them over the years as issues change and evolve has been invaluable to both myself and our community.
For the last 8 years, ICMA has been a great opportunity for me to network and start thinking about the next step in my career. ICMA was there when I transitioned from an ACM position to a city manager position. I've taken advantage of all the classes, I've taken advantage of the network. It truly has been a quick email and phone call away to know there's a resource out there for folks who are in our industry.
Changes I think are good, and having ICMA there to help me navigate those changes, having come back to the public sector from the private, has just been invaluable for me.
Well, I think for my 37-year career, I started so young when I was 17 years old and kind of grew up in this industry. I think ICMA has done wonderful things for me. The networking, the ethics that you learn, all the training sessions you have, but I think most importantly, conferences like this, where you get to share different ideas from everybody around the country, which have the same concerns as we do.
Having doubled in population since 2010, the town of Waxhaw, North Carolina is embarking on a massive capital improvement plan to keep the pace with residents' needs. Let's see how they are also keeping their historic charm and small town atmosphere intact.
Waxhaw is now dealing with a very outdated infrastructure, and that's something that we need to change right away.
The town has grown more in the past 20 years than it has in the last 100. We came from a population of just over 3,000 to a population of over 22,000.
We've created our capital improvement plan. We have 94 projects that are on that plan. We currently have 28 of those projects funded. The downtown is the economic hub of Western Union County and really the economic hub of the region.
So in downtown, we have more than 100 businesses. They're really what keeps the town moving and keeps the town thriving. And when people shop local, I think more than 60% of that sale stays locally.
We must now plan for what might happen in 2030, 2050 to be able to provide for our residents and their children.
And now to Knightdale, situated just a short drive from Raleigh. Knightdale, North Carolina embodies the ideal balance between a thriving community and a welcoming hometown atmosphere.
Knightdale is located in Wake County. It is in the Triangle region of North Carolina, and it is just east of Raleigh and about 15 minutes from downtown Raleigh. We are a very diverse and inclusive community, and when you come, it just feels like home.
I've lived in Knightdale all my life, and we have gone from, a 2-lane road on Highway 64, which is now Knightdale Boulevard. We had basically a Winn-Dixie and a Hardee's, and now we have multiple options, shopping centers, restaurants, and things such as that really make us a destination more so now.
The secret is out. We're in a space where we get to create the future. And we are saying this is what it's going to look like as a community. And that's just in a unique space to be in.
When you cross the lakeside lifestyle with a collaborative business community, you get Winter Haven, Florida, the perfect place to start both a family and a business.
I was born in the 60s, back when Winter Haven was small and quaint, and the city has changed a lot since I was growing up here. We have a lot more traffic, we have a lot more construction, we have a lot more people. With that brings challenges, but also opportunities.
We've seen a transition to investment in the downtown core with residential, retail, restaurants, and more hospitality. And now we have a 1,500-acre industrial park that's one of the most fully entitled industrial parks in the state of Florida.
But we never want to lose who we are as a small town. It's the place that we say everybody knows everybody, you know your neighbors, you know the customers coming into the businesses. So we never want to get rid of that local feel.
Engaging and collaborating with the city staff has been tremendous. I've had an opportunity to sit on a number of different committees that bring diversity and light to the city of Winter Haven. And you don't see that in larger cities.
I grew up during a period of segregation, but through it all, it has evolved, and this city is one that I'm proud to call my home.
Tax incremental financing is the most prevalent but also controversial economic development tool used by local governments today. University of Wisconsin-La Crosse professor John Kovari has penned a new book just for ICMA to break down this complex tool.
Professor Kovari, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's start with, if you are able to boil down exactly what TIF is.
Sure. So Tax Increment Financing, or TIF for short, is an economic development tool that's widely used by local governments today. And the purpose is to help out struggling real estate developments. So basically what happens is local governments, taxing jurisdictions will kind of cooperatively agree to divert some of their future tax revenues to help a struggling redevelopment today. Now, the trick is to make sure that those future revenues cover the initial investments. And this is where the trick of TIF occurs and where the proper analytics are really important. It's a complex tool that's used by local governments, and it needs to be understood accordingly.
When you're referencing, I guess, the money that you hope to have in the future, one main argument about TIF is that this method distorts real estate markets. What do you say?
There is not a consensus on this, and I think this is what makes TIF controversial. I think there are some academics and economists that say that utilizing TIF, local governments utilizing TIF, can kind of sap economic activity and resilience from non-TIF areas. So the idea is that, well, TIF acts as kind of a distortion. It artificially inflates land values or project costs. Basically, it's the government getting involved as an actor in real estate development, which can distort the market. On the one side, there are critics, and there is real legitimate validity to those concerns. And yet, on the other hand, there are studies that suggest that TIF can be used to great effect, particularly for redeveloping environmentally contaminated or blighted properties. So there's a massive potential here for good, for communities to use this for good, to jumpstart kind of a struggling development. So it's not a black or white issue, but it is a tightrope walk. And it's important for local communities, local governments to use this responsibly, sustainably, and effectively.
You bring up a really great point, because some local districts have a lot of success using this method. Others, not so much. Do we know why some seem to do so well and while others don't?
Yeah, so in our last chapter of the upcoming book, we highlight best practices that are used from across the country. So if I had to boil it down to one kind of strategic talking point or one pointer, it's to do the pre-implementation planning. Collect the data, usually through a formal TIF application process. Collect the data about a proposed project, and then crunch the numbers, do the homework, and use the metrics that are used by the real estate industry as well as the financial world, right? Banks evaluate loans all the time using these core metrics. Local governments have been a little slow kind of catching up to that. But this is what our book does, is it highlights how local governments can use those tools to help them analyze and determine whether TIF is right for them.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you for taking this highly complex issue and boiling it down into layman's terms for us today. Certainly appreciate it.
It's been great talking with you.
Next stop, New Mexico. Originally established as an agriculture community, Los Lunas has become one of Valencia County's fastest growing cities. We check out this small community with big possibilities.
The population has grown from around 2,000 when I was first elected to a population estimated right now to be about 19,000.
We have changed significantly from a pretty sleepy agricultural town in the early 1900s to a major workforce employment center.
Before we had any other major stores come in, most of the business we had were all small business.
We're fortunate in Los Lunas to have a couple of major corporations recently relocate here in Los Lunas, one being Meta, as well as Amazon.
We have 18 parks. We got another couple of parks that are on the way. And we're also investing in the parks that we do have and trying to update them.
There are opportunities for us to grow and develop responsibly, sustainably, and for us to be a driving force in the economy.
Now to the gateway of New Mexico. The city of Gallup is the gateway to the state and a crossroads for diverse culture.
The city of Gallup was incorporated in 1881, so we have a long history with the railroad.
It's also a border to the largest Native American reservation, and that's the Navajo Nation. We also have Zuni close to us as well, the Zuni Pueblo, and Yakima.
Gallup is really at the geographic center of this tremendous Native American artistic hub. So much of the Native artwork that's displayed and sold across the globe is actually produced in our area.
Gallup is located in a perfect location when it comes to transportation and logistics. So for Gallup, it's about location and transportation assets.
For the future of Gallup, I'm optimistic. It's a great community. I think Gallup is going to grow, and it's going to be a steady growth. We've got a good future ahead of us.
And for our our final stop today, one I've been waiting for, Hastings, Nebraska. Often hailed as an excellent family-friendly locale, with many residents highlighting it as a top choice for raising kids, and as the birthplace of Kool-Aid, well, that makes sense.
You know, Hastings is more than just 13 square miles and 25,000 people. We've got a lot of great things going on here. We've got 3 great colleges with Hastings College, Central Community College, and the Bryan Health College. And we also have a great school system. Our park systems are just wonderful, and that's one of the things that people always talk about when they come here. And then we also have a really great downtown. So we have a lot of great things going on in our community. We're very proud of it. I think our community is so special because of our people. We've got a lot of great people. I've lived all over the world. I've seen a lot of different places, and I've been able to experience a lot of different places. But our community really comes down to the people that live here. People that want to step up, that want to do things. And we also have a lot of people that want to make things better, that want to step forward and actually help improve those issues that are going on in our community. So I think the people are really what make our community great. Hastings is a great place to live, work, and play. And we really encourage anyone that's considering moving to consider Hastings, Nebraska as their place to do that.
Kool-Aid Man for Halloween? Maybe, just a thought, it's coming up. All right, that does it for us from day one of the 2023 ICMA Annual Conference. There is still so much to come this week, but if you happen to miss any of today's episode, remember, you can always catch the latest episode on the TVs placed throughout the Convention Center, on the homepage of the ICMA meeting website, where you can click through to find extensive meeting content, on the ICMA Conference app, and on our YouTube and X pages, formerly known as Twitter. Go have a great day, everyone. We will see you right back here tomorrow.